Welcome to a transformative experience. Today, we're diving into a powerful truth that has the potential to redefine your success, your purpose, and your future. This isn't just another message, it's a master key to unlocking your full potential. If you're ready to elevate your life, challenge the status quo, and achieve extraordinary results, let's get started. When a man hurts you, your first instinct might be to react, whether it's by crying, lashing out, or seeking an explanation. The pain is real and it feels like a part of you has been torn away. But what if I told you that the most powerful way to handle this situation isn't by responding in the way he expects? What if the most powerful response is one of calm detachment, a response that leaves him questioning himself, his actions, and his treatment of you? You see, the moment you let his actions dictate how you feel, you lose control. When you react with hurt or anger, you're giving away your power, allowing him to have control over your emotions. Instead, when you choose not to respond in the expected way, you begin to reclaim that power. You don't have to beg for his attention, nor do you need to validate your feelings through confrontation. By detaching from the need for validation, you rise above the situation. And the more you rise, the more he starts to wonder why you aren't reacting the way he anticipated. A key to this is understanding that your reality, your feelings, and your power are not controlled by anyone outside of you. When you remain grounded, calm, and in control of your emotions, you create a ripple effect that causes the world around you to shift. It doesn't mean that you're suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means you're choosing how you want to feel, regardless of what's happening externally. When you stop reacting, when you stop looking for external validation or closure, you create an energy that is mysterious and alluring. This energy starts to confuse him. When he's used to you being upset, when he's accustomed to seeing you in pain, your emotional stability becomes a puzzle he can't solve. He'll begin to question why you're not falling apart. It's as if the emotional reaction he expected from you has evaporated into thin air. This confusion is a powerful tool. It forces him to rethink his behavior. He thought he knew you, but now he realizes there's a side to you he doesn't understand. He might even wonder if he ever really knew you at all. Instead of crying for an apology or pleading for answers, shift your focus inward. When you stop begging for his attention or searching for answers, you send a message that you are whole within yourself, that you don't need his approval or validation to be enough. You stand firm in your own sense of worth, and this is what truly confuses him. Men, like anyone, are drawn to things they can't control. When he sees that he no longer has the ability to dictate your emotions, he starts to wonder if he's losing you. And that fear, that uncertainty, starts to eat at him. Living in a state of self-worth and contentment without being reliant on anyone else's opinion of you is a powerful form of energy. When you stop reacting emotionally, when you stop seeking closure from him, you will notice a shift. It may take time, but eventually you will start to miss the person you were before. He'll begin to wonder why things have changed and why he can't seem to get a reaction from you. And it is in that space of wonder and confusion that you regain control over the situation. You might be thinking, but what if he doesn't notice? The truth is, the more you focus on your own inner peace, the more others will notice the change in you. People are drawn to energy, and when you radiate confidence, independence, and emotional control, they can't help but be attracted to it. The moment you stop chasing, stop begging for explanations, is the moment you start reclaiming your power. It's not about being cold or indifferent, but about holding your ground and knowing your worth. By not reacting in the way he expects, you're not playing games. You're simply deciding that you won't let his actions determine your mood or your self-worth. His absence or hurtful behavior no longer has the power to dictate your emotional state. The power is within you, and once you realize that, you become unstoppable. In the end, it's not about getting revenge or making him regret what he did. It's about understanding that you are deserving of love, respect, and happiness on your own terms. The more you can embrace this truth, the more you'll find that your emotional state is not tied to someone else's actions. When you hold your head high, when you confidently step into your own self-worth, the world will begin to reflect that back to you. And when he realizes that you no longer need him to feel whole, that's when he'll start to regret his actions. No one can hurt you unless you allow them to. So the next time a man tries to bring you down or make you feel less than, stand firm. Don't react. Don't beg for closure. Instead, confuse him with your silence, with your calm, and with your unwavering confidence. Watch as he starts to wonder, and watch as the power shifts back to where it belongs, within you. When a man hurts you, it's easy to get lost in the chaos of emotions. You might feel devastated, betrayed, and confused, wanting to fix things or gain closure. But what if I told you that the most powerful thing you can do is stop focusing on him and instead shift your focus inward? Imagine the power you hold when you decide to stop waiting for answers from him and start giving those answers to yourself. Your first instinct might be to reach out, to ask why he did what he did, or to express how much his actions hurt you. But by doing so, you allow his behavior to control your emotions, your thoughts, and even your energy. You're giving him the power to dictate how you feel. When you shift your focus inward, you take that power back. You no longer need to rely on external validation to feel complete or worthy. The truth is, no one can hurt you unless you allow them to. And when you focus inward, you start to realize just how much strength lies within you. The shift from focusing on him to focusing on yourself isn't an easy one, but it's the most empowering decision you can make. When you stop seeking answers from the outside world and start looking within, you discover a sense of peace and clarity that has always been there waiting for you. You begin to realize that your happiness isn't dependent on him or anyone else. It's your birthright to feel at peace, to feel fulfilled, and to feel complete without needing someone else to affirm it. It's crucial to understand that your emotional state is not something that should be in someone else's hands. When you focus inward, you're acknowledging that you are the source of your own strength. You have the ability to heal, to move on, and to thrive without waiting for someone to apologize or make things right. The moment you stop searching for closure from him, you'll find that you're the one who has the power to close the door on the hurt, to let go of the past, and to move forward on your terms. You may be thinking, how do I even begin to focus inward when I feel so hurt? It starts with small intentional steps. Instead of focusing on his words or actions, take time to focus on how you feel, truly feel, without the external noise. Ask yourself what you need in this moment to feel at peace. What do you need to feel whole again? The answers will not come from him. They will come from within. This process of self-reflection allows you to reconnect with your own desires, your own strength, and your own sense of worth. It's a reminder that you are enough, just as you are. Shifting your focus inward also means letting go of the need to understand why he did what he did. You don't need to have all the answers to move forward. Understanding his reasons for hurting you won't change the fact that he hurt you. But when you focus inward, you begin to accept that the past cannot be undone. And the only way to truly heal is by accepting what happened and moving forward. The more you focus on his actions, the more power you give them. When you focus on yourself, you take back that power. And in doing so, you unlock the potential for healing and growth. The moment you realize that you hold the key to your own peace, you begin to shift from a place of reaction to one of creation. Instead of reacting to what he did, you start to create the life and emotional state you desire. This shift in focus allows you to stop feeling victimized by his actions. You are not defined by what he did or didn't do. You are defined by how you choose to respond and how you choose to heal. Focusing inward gives you the strength to create a new story for yourself, one that is no longer tied to his actions. As you focus inward, you also begin to see that your peace, your joy, and your self-worth are non-negotiable. They do not depend on someone else's approval or behavior. You realize that no matter what happens, you are enough. You are whole. And you are deserving of the love and respect that you've always given to others. First and foremost, to yourself. When you stop relying on him for validation, you start to validate yourself. The self-education becomes a source of power and energy that will never be shaken by anyone's actions. By shifting your focus inward, you also begin to embrace the power of self-love. Self-love isn't just about feeling good about yourself when things are going well. It's about honoring yourself even when you're hurt, even when you're broken. It's about recognizing that your worth is not contingent on anyone's behavior. When you love yourself, you can heal on your own terms. And when you heal, you create a space where the right people, those who respect and value you, can enter your life. The shift from focusing on him to focusing on yourself may be one of the hardest, yet most transformative decisions you can make. It's a decision that empowers you, that redefines your sense of self-worth, and that sets you free from the emotional control others may have had over you. When you focus inward, you reclaim your power. You stop waiting for someone to make things right. Instead, you realize that you already hold the power to heal, to grow, and to create the life and love you deserve. When you feel the weight of lack or scarcity in your life, it can be hard to see beyond the present moment. Every day might seem like a struggle, and no matter how hard you work or how much you try, it feels as though you're not getting any closer to the life you desire. But what if I told you that the key to attracting abundance into your life isn't about working harder or accumulating more? It's about learning to live in the feeling of abundance right now. Imagine living each day as if the life you want is already here. What if the secret to manifesting your dreams was simply embodying the energy of abundance in everything you do? It might sound too simple, but the truth is, your energy and mindset are powerful forces that shape your reality. The universe responds to what you project. And when you embrace the feeling of abundance, before you see the tangible results, you send out a magnetic energy that attracts more of what you desire. The first step is recognizing that abundance isn't just about material wealth or external success. It's about feeling rich in love, in peace, in health, and in joy. When you start living in that mindset, abundance begins to flow effortlessly into your life. Living in the feeling of abundance requires a shift in perspective. It's easy to get caught up in what you don't have, to focus on the gaps or the things you feel are missing from your life. But when you choose to focus on the abundance already present, whether it's in your relationships, your health, your experiences, or the little joys of everyday life, you begin to change your energetic frequency. You stop focusing on what's lacking, and instead, you open yourself up to what is already here. This shift in focus doesn't mean ignoring your goals or aspirations. It simply means being grateful for what you already have while eagerly anticipating more. Imagine for a moment that you already have everything you need. Feel that sense of security, that sense of gratitude for what is, and the excitement of knowing that more is on its way. That feeling of abundance, the sense of knowing you are already taken care of, is what will guide you toward greater things. The more you embrace this feeling, the more your actions and decisions will reflect that energy. When you live in the feeling of abundance, you stop making choices from a place of fear or lack. You start making decisions from a place of trust, confidence, and joy. It might take time to cultivate this mindset, especially if you've been stuck in patterns of scarcity thinking. But the more you practice, the more you'll see the results. When you consistently choose to feel abundant, you begin to notice opportunities that were once invisible. You see the ways in which abundance is already present in your life, the people who love and support you, the good health you enjoy, the experiences that bring you joy, and even the small miracles that happen every day. By focusing on these things, you create more space for even more to flow into your life. Living in abundance doesn't mean everything will always be perfect, but it does mean that you shift your perception. You no longer see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow. When you approach life from this abundant mindset, you see every experience, whether good or bad, as part of the journey that is leading you to something greater. You begin to trust the process, knowing that even setbacks are simply stepping stones to your next level of success. The feeling of abundance is also deeply connected to self-worth. When you feel worthy of the life you desire, you stop holding back. You stop playing small or settling for less than you deserve. You begin to ask for more because you know deep down that you are worthy of receiving everything you desire. Your belief in your own worthiness becomes a powerful magnet that pulls abundance toward you. The more you live in the feeling of abundance, the more you realize that you are deserving of all the good things life has to offer. Another powerful aspect of living in abundance is the energy it brings into your relationships. When you feel abundant, you attract abundance in your connections with others. You become a source of positivity and light, and others are naturally drawn to you. You start to build stronger, more fulfilling relationships because you are no longer coming from a place of neediness or fear of loss. Instead, you give freely, knowing that there is always more to give. Your energy becomes contagious, and those around you start to feel abundant as well. This ripple effect can transform your entire life. Living in abundance also encourages a deep sense of gratitude. The more you live in this feeling, the more you recognize the blessings you already have. Gratitude is the gateway to abundance, and the more grateful you are for what you have, the more you will attract. It's impossible to feel truly abundant without first feeling thankful for the things you already have in your life. When you cultivate gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of abundance, and that energy begins to multiply. In moments when you might feel tempted to slip back into scarcity thinking, remind yourself of the feeling of abundance. Take a deep breath and center yourself in the present moment. Allow yourself to feel grateful for what you have right now. Trust that the universe is always working in your favor, and the more you embrace this abundant mindset, the more opportunities will open up for you. Living in the feeling of abundance is not just a fleeting moment or a temporary shift. It's a lifestyle, a way of being that changes the way you interact with the world. When you feel like life has knocked you down, it's easy to forget the immense power you hold within yourself. Whether it's a painful breakup, a career setback, or a personal loss, these challenges can make you feel small, defeated, and powerless. But what if I told you that no matter what you've been through, you still have the ability to reclaim your power? What if the key to overcoming the toughest times was simply realizing that you can take back control, step into your full potential, and rebuild your life stronger than ever? The first step to reclaiming your power is acknowledging that you are not defined by your circumstances. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the challenges you face are permanent, or that you are powerless to change your situation. But the truth is, your circumstances do not define who you are. You are not your past, your mistakes, or the things that have happened to you. You are the sum of your strengths, your resilience, and your ability to rise above. When you recognize that you have the power to change your own life, you begin to shift from victimhood to empowerment. Reclaiming your power starts with taking responsibility for your life. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that's happened, but rather recognizing that you hold the key to your future. When you take responsibility, you stop giving others or external circumstances control over your happiness, your choices, and your direction. You are no longer waiting for permission or validation from the outside world. Instead, you become the one in charge of your life's narrative. By embracing responsibility, you shift your mindset from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. And that shift is where your power begins to grow. Once you embrace responsibility, it's time to stop giving away your energy. Too often, we give our power away to situations, people, or beliefs that don't serve us. We allow toxic relationships, negative thoughts, or past experiences to drain us of our strength. Reclaiming your power means recognizing where your energy is being spent and choosing to take it back. You stop giving your emotional energy to things that are outside your control, and instead, you redirect that energy toward things that uplift, inspire, and empower you. By conserving your energy and using it intentionally, you start to feel a surge of strength and confidence that helps you move forward. Another powerful way to reclaim your power is by setting boundaries. Boundaries are not just a form of self-care, they are a way of protecting your energy and your well-being. When you don't set clear boundaries, you allow others to take advantage of you, drain your resources, and disrupt your peace. But when you stand firm in your boundaries, you make it clear that you will not tolerate anything that doesn't align with your values or your needs. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect, and it's essential to reclaiming your power. By saying no when necessary and choosing to prioritize your well-being, you take back control over your life and reclaim the respect you deserve. To reclaim your power, it's also important to let go of the past. Holding on to past mistakes, regrets, or traumas only keeps you anchored to a version of yourself that no longer serves you. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means releasing its grip on your present and future. It means forgiving yourself, forgiving others, and giving yourself permission to move forward. When you release the emotional weight of the past, you free up space for growth, healing, and new opportunities. You no longer let the past define your future. Instead, you take charge of your destiny and move toward a life of possibility and abundance. A key part of reclaiming your power is also about cultivating a positive mindset. It's easy to get stuck in negative thinking patterns, especially when life feels overwhelming. But when you focus on the positives and actively seek gratitude, you shift your energy and your perspective. Reclaiming your power involves training your mind to focus on what you can control and what is working in your favor. It's about learning to trust in your ability to overcome challenges and believing that better days are ahead. A positive mindset isn't about ignoring the difficulties you face. It's about choosing to see them as opportunities for growth and transformation. As you reclaim your power, you'll notice a shift in your confidence. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect or having all the answers. It comes from trusting yourself, knowing that you have everything within you to face whatever comes your way. Reclaiming your power means tapping into your inner strength, your resilience, and your ability to rise from every setback. With each challenge you overcome, you build more confidence and belief in yourself. You begin to trust that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. Another powerful way to reclaim your power is by focusing on your passions and purpose. When life gets tough, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters to you. But when you reconnect with your passions and your purpose, you reignite the fire within you. Pursuing what lights you up and fills you with joy not only brings fulfillment, but it also strengthens your sense of self and reminds you of your worth. Reclaiming your power means aligning your actions with your values and choosing to live a life that reflects your true self. It's also important to recognize that reclaiming your power is a process. It's not something that happens overnight, and it's not always linear. Some days will feel harder than others, and there may be moments when you question your progress. But the most important thing is to keep going. Every small step you take toward reclaiming your power is a victory. Each decision you make to prioritize your well-being, trust in yourself, and take control of your life is a powerful affirmation that you are reclaiming what is rightfully yours. When a man hurts you, it's natural to feel all the emotions: anger, sadness, frustration, and confusion. But what if, instead of giving in to the whirlwind of emotions, you decided to do something unexpected? What if you decided to confuse him with your calm, your poise, and your inner strength? It might sound counterintuitive, but by remaining calm in the face of hurt, you not only protect your peace, but also cause him to question everything he thought he knew about you. Imagine this. He expects you to lash out, to cry, or to beg for answers. It's what many people expect when they've hurt someone. It's easy to assume that someone will be vulnerable or emotionally unstable when faced with betrayal. But when you refuse to give him that reaction, it throws him off. He doesn't know what to do with your calm. His world, which was built around the idea that he can affect you, starts to crumble. The silence becomes deafening. The calmness you exude doesn't just protect you, it confuses him, making him rethink his actions and his place in your life. The truth is, when you're calm in the face of emotional turmoil, you take control of the situation. You stop being a puppet to his actions and become the master of your own emotional state. It's no longer about how he treats you or whether he acknowledges your pain. It's about how you choose to carry yourself despite everything. When you act with composure, it's not about being indifferent or cold. It's about choosing to rise above the situation. And in doing so, you send a powerful message. Your peace is non-negotiable. By showing calmness, you also begin to create emotional distance. It's easy to get swept up in the drama of hurt and disappointment, to seek answers and closure from someone who doesn't value you. But by staying composed, you prevent the situation from controlling you. You refuse to give him the satisfaction of seeing you fall apart. In a way, you remove his power to hurt you even further. His actions, which might have once shaken you, now seem trivial in comparison to the peace you've cultivated within yourself. The more you remain calm, the more you'll notice him trying to figure out why you're not reacting the way he expected. It's important to understand that your calmness isn't a sign of weakness or avoidance. It's a demonstration of strength. When you maintain your poise, you show him that his actions do not define your worth. You're not waiting for his apology or approval to move on with your life. You are choosing to focus on your own emotional well-being. This level of emotional maturity is not only surprising to him, but also incredibly powerful. Men are drawn to confidence, especially the kind that is unshaken by outside forces. When you display emotional strength, you stand out to him in a way that no drama ever could. The most powerful part of confusing him with your calm is that it forces him to face the reality of his actions. The more you don't react, the more he starts to realize that you're not emotionally dependent on him. You're not the same person he thought he could manipulate or control. Your calmness challenges the dynamic he thought he had with you, and that uncertainty forces him to reassess everything. He will wonder, why isn't she responding the way I thought she would? His mind will begin to race, and in that space of confusion, he starts to reflect on his behavior. The power shifts from him to you. This calm response also highlights your self-worth. When you react with grace, you demonstrate to him and to yourself that you deserve respect. You deserve to be treated with dignity, and your emotional state will no longer be dictated by how he treats you. Your calm is a reflection of the love and respect you have for yourself. It sends the message that no one, not even him, can take away your peace. Confusing him with your calm also gives you time to heal. When you don't immediately respond to his actions, you create the space needed to process your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. You give yourself the time to think, to evaluate the situation, and to understand what you truly want. Instead of reacting impulsively or emotionally, you allow yourself to take a step back and gain perspective. This space allows you to heal from the hurt without letting it control you. Furthermore, when you remain calm, you are not just confusing him, you're also showing the world your ability to rise above adversity. Your emotional stability makes you someone who is not easily shaken by life's challenges. People notice that kind of strength. The more you embrace your calm, the more you'll attract respect, not just from him, but from everyone around you. Your composure becomes a magnetic force, drawing in people who appreciate your ability to handle life's difficulties with grace and strength. The key here is to stop reacting in the way people expect when they hurt you. Instead of feeding into their narrative of you as someone who is emotionally dependent on them, you rewrite the story. You take control of your emotions and how you respond to external situations. The more you remain calm, the more he'll start questioning his own actions and his place in your life. This will ultimately lead him to realize that his behavior has consequences. You are no longer the person he thought he could hurt without repercussions. Confuse him with your calm, and in doing so, you will not only protect your peace, but also regain control over your own life and emotions. The moment you stop letting him dictate your emotional state, you will feel the true power of your own strength. You become untouchable. You become someone who can face life's challenges with unshakable poise and confidence, and that, more than anything else, will leave him speechless. When a man hurts you, the natural instinct is to question your value. You might wonder what you did wrong or why you weren't enough for him. But in these moments of pain, there's a powerful truth you must remember. Your worth is not determined by anyone else's actions or opinions. It's easy to lose sight of your value when someone you care about hurts you. But what if, instead of questioning yourself, you chose to embrace your inherent worth? Imagine the shift that would happen if, instead of diving into self-doubt, you paused and reminded yourself that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness, regardless of how he treated you. This simple act of self-affirmation is powerful because it resets the narrative. The moment you stop allowing someone else's behavior to define your self-worth, you reclaim your power. You no longer need external validation to remind you that you are deserving of everything good in life. The reality is, too many women allow the actions of others to dictate how they see themselves. You may have invested time, energy, and love into someone who didn't reciprocate or who hurt you. But let's make one thing clear. Their actions do not reflect who you are. When you embrace your self-worth, you stop measuring your value by how others treat you. Instead, you begin to see your worth through your own eyes. You become the one who determines how you should be treated, not anyone else. The journey to embracing your self-worth begins with recognizing that you are more than the hurt he caused. You are not defined by the mistakes or misunderstandings of others. You are a person with dreams, goals, passions, and a heart full of love to give. By shifting the focus back to yourself and embracing who you truly are, you stop letting his actions overshadow your light. The pain of being hurt by someone you care about can feel overwhelming, but it's also an opportunity to rediscover your inner strength and self-love. When you truly embrace your worth, you stop chasing after validation. You understand that seeking approval from someone else is an endless and futile cycle. The validation you seek is already within you. It's not something that needs to come from external sources. It's something you already possess. By acknowledging your worth, you open up the space for your own love and appreciation without needing anyone else to fill that gap. But embracing self-worth isn't just about thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. It's about making choices that align with your values and desires. It's about setting boundaries and saying no when something doesn't serve you. It's about walking away from situations that make you feel small or unimportant and stepping into spaces where you can be your full, authentic self. When you truly value yourself, you don't settle for less than what you deserve. The power of embracing your self-worth lies in the freedom it gives you. When you stop looking for approval from others, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of seeking validation. Your emotions become more stable and you begin to trust yourself more. This trust in yourself is a magnet for the things you truly desire. When you show up as someone who knows their worth, you naturally attract respect, love, and abundance into your life. In moments of hurt, it's tempting to try to fix things, to seek closure, or to beg for validation. But what if you didn't need to do any of that? What if instead you decided that you are enough just as you are? When you embrace your self-worth, you stop looking for external solutions to your internal pain. You become your own source of healing, your own source of strength. This shift from dependency on others to self-reliance is liberating. Sometimes when someone hurts us, we internalize the pain. We think we must have done something wrong or we're somehow not enough. But when you choose to embrace your worth, you realize that no one has the power to diminish who you are. Their actions are a reflection of them, not you. By embracing your self-worth, you release the power they once had over your emotions. You are in control, and that control gives you the ability to heal and move forward. Self-worth is not a destination, it's a daily practice. It's something you cultivate by making small choices that align with your highest good. When you honor your worth, you make decisions that nurture your well-being. Whether it's choosing to take time for yourself, setting boundaries with people who don't treat you well, or simply taking a step back from a situation that no longer serves you, these are acts of self-respect and self-love. With every choice you make that honors your worth, you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of all the good things life has to offer. One of the most important things to remember when embracing your self-worth is that it's a journey, not a destination. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question your value, but in those moments, remind yourself that you are enough. You don't need anyone's approval to validate your existence. Your value is intrinsic, and once you truly recognize this, you unlock a power within yourself that cannot be taken away. By embracing your self-worth, you shift from being someone who is dependent on others for validation to someone who is centered in their own self-love. This inner strength becomes unshakable, and the world around you starts to reflect the way you see yourself. No longer will you settle for anything less than what you deserve. No longer will you allow anyone to define your worth. You are enough, and the world will start to treat you as such.